Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Welcome to the channel and welcome back if you are returning. The last time I colored with Inktense, it looked about like this. Here is the cardinal. It kind of looks kind of sketchy, not a lot of dark. And I remember doing this in Small Victories. I believe it was a house. And I had to come back the next day with you guys. I was not satisfied with it. So I feel the same way. I'm new to this medium of doing the wet with the layering where you dry it and it's permanent. So I am coming back. The grass I had colored, but I haven't wet the second coat of it. I've introduced one new color for doing some shadows, just minimally, and that is on the nose. The color is Neutral Gray 2120. So we're going to do some deepening as well as some shadowy on my white tones. I know I wanted to move on to revisiting those two Rita Berman books and get those caught up, but I think it's very important that I get the tones right and represent the Inktense product better. This is fuchsia going into his ear. Let's see how that wets. I didn't want to overdo it. So here, oh boy, that is dark. That is way darker than I expected. Sorry, Foxy. You have a very dusky face. Don't they have some color variations where they are somewhat dusky? Okay, that means that the pink, which you can hardly see, is still going to be... Oh, that's not bad. Okay, I like that. Clearly my use of gray, I needed to be a lot lighter. But, okay, here's how we combat that. I need to grab the willow. Willow, here it is. Okay, so this is willow. You'll also notice, and something I did not mention, is that I color in the direction I can see where I did some scrumbling, but I also mostly focused on the direction that the fur would be. That is most of my coloring with pencils. Started out doing animals, so that is something I just do. So if you caught that as well, go study the direction of the fur on your animals that you're going to be coloring. Okay, so let's see. We have the really dark face. I've added some willow. I'm not really sure what the willow's going to do. The black I've decided that comes through when it's wet is from the other side, and it will dry and just disappear. Alright, we're going to keep going. I am okay with this willow color. It is not too intense. You could do wet on wet, like this is wet right now. What happens if I add some willow to it? Nothing bad. I am working on damp paper right now. Yeah, this whole page, there was no, I did not make a copy of this page. I don't think I said that. I just went for it. I just grabbed some pencils. Pencils I'm not really very familiar with. And I just started coloring. This willow color is very close to the rust that I started with. So there's that. I haven't even added any dark yet. We're gonna go for a tiny bit of the sepia ink. That gray here has set the bar. Let's do some wet. Is this going to be shocking? No. It's okay. I am glad. Stretch out the wet, kind of even it up. Balance it out. That's cute. That's much more intense. It does have more of the watery look. I like it. Okay, I'm going for the grass since I am here. And the grass already has a second dry coat. Okay. I think some of these black lines you're seeing will dry and you won't see it. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. Okay, green. I do want to see if leaf green, can I get some really dark shadows? I had mentioned the gel pen, but I think I want this to look more kind of traditional wet media. especially now that I see how the fox looks adjusted. Alright, and I like that. Okay, I hope you're happy with him. I am very happy with how he came out. I am sliding down now past our fox because he is done. Oh, and I am not so confident about doing anything black or gray on the tiny white flowers. I think I'm inclined to leave them alone. I am going to leave this circle as is and head up to the cardinal. I think the cardinal needs another coat of using cherry, which is 0510. I think I never told you that. What color number it was. I am purposefully adding in more feathery lines. Let's just see what we can do here. To smooth out and make him more vibrant. I am just cleaning off the tip. Now, these guys do get dusky. This is the gray. Okay, and I know it's very intense, so I'm ready. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I'm a little more confident with the how much I can get the the water on the paper. I'm risking it buckling on me. Ooh, look at that. That's wet on wet right there. What's that? Alright guys, we're going in. I better stop right there. So I still have to color the other side. We're gonna peek. Look at that, we went all the way through. It's the first one we've gone all the way through. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave that alone. All right. The only other area that I would like to darken, and I do think the gray is a good idea. Either gray or this sepia. And that is on the leaves of the big flowers. Specifically the leaves in the back. Let's make sure you can see them. Let's see how that works on those two. Okay, I like that. Ah, I even did the third one. Right here. And then I'm gonna go for one last change to all of the vines so I can make this a nice, intense, Inktense looking painted page. You gotta be careful of my bird. He is still very wet. Okay, I have to stick my hand up here. I just did not feel comfortable moving on without the intensity on this page the way I feel it should be presented. So likewise, on my circle, this is the sepia. And I think some darkening is in order. So what I'm doing is trying to make this look like a true round branch by having both sides edges dark. I'm not being too overly picky, but I do want the outer edges to be darker. Now, okay. Worry about that bird that I keep touching. Over on this side. Again, gotta come right over here. That's too light. Outer edges dark. Okay, let's see how that looks when I wet it. This could be interesting. There's a couple of the behind branches that I left pretty flat, so I'll take the extra ink and like extend it onto these branches as well. Got some shadow under the butterfly's wings. There should be shadow there. So I'm going to go and take any excess sepia color that I end up with and do some darkening of all of the background behind leaves, if that makes sense. Pretty much like I did on the flower. I still have these three up here that I will color as well. This is just like the attention to detail work. hard to know what areas I've gone over and not gone over yet. I definitely had not gone over those areas. I'm looking for some extra dark to put behind this flower. And I could just say, you know what? Sepia ink, I need you right here. See that? That dark really brings out the intensity and makes the flowers pop and brings them forward. And while we're looking at the areas behind, that's looking so much better, you guys. Oh, I'm so glad I came back. I was telling Hub, I am just not satisfied with what I colored. I feel like I need to come back, and I need one more day of it to finish it properly. And you know, even if I don't get it all wet, it'll still be darker. Even in its unwet state. That is okay. My bird is still a little wet. I can feel it. Okay, let's get some of these darkened up here. Nice. If all of these areas were jumping out to you as too flat, I hope that this is making you happy. It's making me happy. these little, what's behind and what's in front. Okay, I'm going to grab, let's see, starting down here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm shifting. Not worry about the bird too much. Okay, so I'm coming over here. I hope my hand is not in the way. I feel like I should go in a circle around the circle. But I don't really have my space set up for me to rotate around. What I'm looking for are areas of like a mottled look so that I can smooth them out. And I probably won't catch them all because I was pretty much all over the map, all over the circle. Oh, that looks so much better. Looking for areas, see, that had not been wet. It has a look. It just looks, you can see the tooth. Okay, now I'm looking at the flowers. This flower didn't have, I don't think I've wet the leaves though. Look at that. So these are the leaves that are behind, and that emphasizes the front 5 leaves by darkening the ones that are behind. I don't know if I got this area. There we go. don't even know if I got that flower. It looked kind of, I could see tooth. I even think that had some purple left to activate. So let's see if perhaps I didn't activate all of these purple flowers. They look way better. It feels like this pink one. I wish that this... I wish I wouldn't have put as much pink. The purple part is okay. I do not think that I got... Now if I rotate this way, I don't think I activated this. Again, I colored this with sepia. That gray is actually too blue for the color tones on the leaves. I think I did not activate all a thin line along here. Yeah, I did not. I can see it. Kind of doing a dabbing, somewhat linear, but somewhat not really strictly linear. And now I'm just kind of streaking little bits here and there. All right, we are at about 40 minutes. I'm feeling pretty good about what I have before me now. It's way better. You guys let me know what you think of the revised version with just another layer focusing on the shadows. Where I had mentioned to you, hey, I'm going to do the Languo possibly with gel pen, but then it ended up that I feel it needed more shadow than light. Let's show you what the whole thing looks like now. I need the whole... I gotta stand up. Because I want you to see the fox. Oops, and I just pulled that off. I hate when it does that. It loosens on me over time. Okay, there we go. move the whole table. This table is actually an antique, and it has these old brass casters. There it is. I'm thinking, here's the back. There's where the bird is. It's still wet. Still some wet around the circle where I just was, inner and outer. But I only got overdid the bird a little bit there. All right. So the last thing that I could do, if I find the right writing utensil, I will sign it as mine. It's very soft paper. I have my my pencil that I usually sign things with. There you go. I guess it's mine now. And I can sign the bottom. All right, folks. Do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment. Consider subscribing. Let me know what you think. I'm enjoying these Inktense pencils, and I'm glad I spent the time to do the layering with the front and the behind layers, with the back layers being darker as they needed to be. And next we will move back to coloring the 2 Rita Berman books, finishing those together. Until then, everyone, take care.